Welcome to the High Level Wife Podcast. This is a space for Christian wives who love God, want their marriage healed, and are done performing, fixing, striving, or trying to control their way to change. Here we're going to talk about marriage God's way through right order, surrender, heart posture, and spirit-led transformation. This is not self-help, it's discipleship. My name is Chelsey Holm, and my role is to help you move from awareness into obedience so real healing, wholeness, and restoration can take root. Let's begin.
Before God removes anything, he gently reveals what you've been carrying. If you listened to yesterday's episode and found yourself thinking, okay, I see it, but what now? This episode is for you because here's what I want to name right away. Most wives don't actually struggle to surrender because they're rebellious or it's intentional. They struggle because they're heavy with responsibility, heavy with disappointment, heavy with expectations they never agreed to but picked up anyways, out of a survival response over the years. And the problem isn't that you haven't done enough inner work. The problem is that you've been carrying things God never assigned you to carry. You weren't created to carry them, so it will crush you under the weight. Jesus says in Matthew 11:28-30, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Notice what he says first. He doesn't say fix yourself. He doesn't say try harder. What he says is come, because you cannot surrender what you believe is your responsibility to fix. If you think it's your job to hold the marriage together, manage everyone's emotions, anticipate problems before they happen, spiritually compensate for your husband, then surrender is always going to feel unsafe because surrender feels like dropping something. And you're afraid everything will fall apart if you let go and lay it down. So today isn't about doing anything, it's about noticing. I teach this inside High Level Wife about noticing because we can't change what we're not aware of, right? And so everything has to start with noticing. Let me ask you something gently. What feels heavy in your body right now when you think about your marriage? Not what you think should be heavy, but what actually is. Is it pressure in your chest, tightness in your jaw, constant low level anxiety, fatigue that doesn't fit even when you rest or lift? Lift, words are hard. This heaviness, it's not random, it's information. We have to be able to look at awareness as information, right? Again, we can't change what we're not aware of. 1 Peter 5:7 tells us, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. But you can't cast what you haven't acknowledged you're holding on to. And release begins when you stop spiritualizing responsibility. When you stop saying, I just need to be stronger, I just need to trust more, I just need to surrender harder. You notice anything that follows just need to is not great. But instead, you actually say, God, I think I took on something you never asked me to hold. And that prayer alone is going to shift your heart posture, or at least begin to start to shift your heart posture. Because surrender doesn't start with letting go. It starts by admitting what you're holding on to. You have to approach the Lord with open hands and hearts postured in reverence for him. So let's look at the pattern in scripture, right? We always want to bring it back to the Bible. We want to make everything biblically rooted and based and formed. So when Peter encountered the holiness of Jesus, he didn't step into confidence. He fell and said, "Go away from me, Lord. I am a sinful man." And when Isaiah encountered the presence of God, he didn't volunteer first. He said, "Woe to me, I am ruined." That's because revelation always precedes release. So if today all you can do is notice what feels heavy, that's not failure, that's obedience. It's the start of obedience. You don't need to fix it today. You don't need to name it perfectly. You don't need to decide what it means. That all falls into leaning on your own understanding. What we have to do is just bring it into the light. The enemy loves it when we keep everything hidden. But the light exposes the darkness, and the darkness can't hide from it because what God reveals, he heals. And what he never assigned, he is faithful to remove from us. So this is how you can truly experience the embodiment of Jesus' words that come to me, all you who are weary. You're weary, friend. I know it. I was there too. And you're actually going to be able to experience that light burden and that rest and that easy yoke. So let the Lord tend to what was exposed today and know that you don't have to fix it.
If this episode stirred something in you, but high level wife feels like too big of a step right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You don't have to jump ahead to honor what God is doing. I created a short guided experience called From Awareness to Surrender for women who aren't ready for ongoing support but know they can't stay where they are. It includes 3 short teachings, a guided exercise, and a prayer I recorded over you. It's going to help you move from awareness into real response. You'll find the link in the show notes. And if you're not ready even for that, don't rush past this moment. Sit with God and ask Him what obedience looks like next.